Hi, this is a tutorial in the Quick and Dirty series. Relax, not that kind of dirty, just, quick and dirty. So let's start. First, let's create a polygon sphere, which is, by the way, the worst polygonal object you can create. Radius of 10, which means that it has a diameter or width of 20 centimeters. Just move it up a bit. And let's flatten the bottom down, or flatten the bottom up, whatever you say. F8, or sorry, F9, and just select all the vertices from this area downward, as you can see here, and scale it down, not too flat. This is what I would like to have. This is okay, so here we go. Like this. Okay. I call this my jellyfish head. All the biologists and marine zoologists among you, I know this is not how a medusa or a jellyfish looks like, but still. And now let's delete history. That's Alt, Shift, and D. Okay? That's exactly as if you would go to Edit, Delete by Type, and History. See? Alt, Shift, D. Simply quicker. And now I want to grow the tentacles from this ring here, okay? But I see that it's a bit too flat, so it's not square, it's a rectangle, but I would like it to be squarish. So press F10 and double click one of the edges. When I double click an edge with F10, you see that it picks up the whole edge ring. And the edge ring is here, so let's scale it down. But what I need to check, and I always check this, is to see that I didn't take anything else, okay, into the selection. This is okay, so I'll just scale this down until I get something squarish here. Just a bit more. Okay. I think this is good enough, and also I would like this ring here to take part in the extrusions of tentacles. I think this is square enough. Okay, but before I do anything else, because I've modified this, you see that I have this angle here. So what I'll do is just go and simply eyeball it. W and something like this, I think. Yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, now what I'll do is just pick the faces. Okay, so press F11, and now let's pick a face and shift and double click an adjacent face, and here's my ring, and again shift, click, shift, double click. Okay, so now what I need to do is edit mesh and extrude just a bit to the outside, just a bit. I'm just preparing actually the base or the bases. And what I need to do is deny this skip faces together option, because I need it to be separate. What I do now is I click the scale box so I can get this scale box in the middle. And now I just scale it down a bit. I think this is enough. And that's it. Q, so I don't make any mistakes, and F8 to go out of this situation. And because when I press 3, I think this is the base I would like, then I would delete history again with Alt, Shift, and D. Okay, that's nice. And now let's go to the tentacles themselves. I'll go to side view. And now create curve tools, CD curve tool, and somewhere here, I think. Yep. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and no something, even 5. And I press 3 to get it smooth, enter to say, okay, that's enough. And it's a bit too short for my taste, so let's stretch it out a bit. What else I would do, I would just return the jellyfish head and press 1 to return it to its, its actual topology and not the smoothed topology, which is just an approximation. But on how real is the smoothed topology, we'll just discuss in another tutorial. Not so quick and not so dirty, by the way. So here we just keep it simple. And here's what I want here. Move those vertices a bit. I'll see these control vertices. That's nice, and I think this is nicer. I can always change it, by the way, because of Maya's history. And now I need another one. Create curve tool, CD curve tool, and this is the inner ring, and I think I should start somewhere like here. One, two, 3, and 4. Again, enter, press 3 for it to be smooth. And now I want to extrude these faces on these curves. But you see that the faces are actually in between the curves. Of course, I can move these curves to align with these faces, but this is a quick and dirty tutorial, not a quick and stupid one. So what I can do instead is something, well, a bit less stupid, which means let's rotate the jellyfish head. Now I know exactly how many sections I have here because it was the original polysphere had 20 sections. So every section occupies 360 degrees of a circle divided by 20, which is 18 degrees. But if I rotate this on Y 18 degrees, what I get actually is exactly the same thing for a very simple reason. Look, here's 20, here's 36-ish, and here's 54, and so on and so forth. Because 18 degrees is the exact amount of each of the sections. So I need just half that, which is, of course, 9 degrees. And now the faces are aligned exactly with the tentacles, or the tentacles to be. Whoever amongst you who didn't understand the mathematics, the high-level mathematics involved, well, just look at this movie once more. It's quite easy, really. Now, let's extrude. The method is quite easy. I pick the curve, I shift-click on the object, and then I press right mouse button and choose face. This cannot work with the F11 because if I press F11, then I go out of the selection of my curve. Okay, so I have to come here and then choose face with the mouse button and shift select the face I want, which is this face. Now I press 4 just to check that I didn't pick up anything else. I didn't, so edit mesh, extrude. Now divisions, let's pump it up a bit, and I go to 25, which is quite enough for me. If it wasn't enough, I would go here. You see the divisions section, and just click a number here or even here. really doesn't matter. But I think it's quite enough. I need this high resolution because, you know, it's tentacles. They should be well flexible and stretchy and stuff. And I think this is enough. So I press Q. But I need it also to be, you know, pointy just a bit. So I have taper here. Okay. So here's taper, and I press. Now there are people who do this, which is, you know, pointy. Almost nothing is that pointy. So usually, even if you want something pointy, 0.01 is better than 0. Okay, because you have something here. Let's press 3, so it is rounded out. Now, for me, I think 0.2 is a bit a better option, because I want it to taper out, not to be a stinger. This is not the point here. Oh, here's a stinger, which is nice. It's the curve, of course. It looks lovely, just like a wasp's stinger. A wasp sting. So now let's do this again. I press 1 and pick this one. Oops, I'll press F8, so I'm out of the component selection. Pick the curve, shift and select the sphere, right mouse button, face, and then shift and select the face. Again, check that I didn't pick anything else. Whoa, see? Always good to check. And extrude. And again, divisions. Let's go to 25. Okay, 25 is actually very good here. So again, what I will do, just press Q, press 3, and let's see what I get when, you know, extrude the face 2 is actually the new extrusion. Taper it to 1.2, sorry, 0.2 is good enough. Yep, it's exactly what I want. What I would like to do is change some things in the outer tentacle. You see that the inner tentacle is actually very good. I mean, it's evenly divided, which makes easier skinning and stuff like that. Now, the outer one is not, and it's not necessarily, you know, it's the poly extrude phase 1. Now, it's not necessarily because of the resolution of the extrude itself, meaning even if I bump the divisions from 25 to 40, not 410, no, 40, then, you know, I have here quite a lot of resolution, but here still not so much. It's not square faces, these are quite elongated rectangles. So, you know, not even 50. What does make the change, because I leave it at 50 for now, what does make the change is actually the curve inside here. So let's see, here is the curve. Let's go to side view. Because it has, Maya has here the build history, which is the, you know, it's an input, this curve is an input of the sphere. I can actually still come here and press F9 to get the CVs, and not only change the shape and the curvature, but I can also change the division or the distribution of the divisions. Okay, it is important to remember that, because Maya actually uses the spans of the nerves curve, okay? The spans of the nerve curve to divide along them the extrusion faces. Now this is quite what I wanted. This is the time to save the scene, okay? And also to delete history. I'll Shift D. Okay, so now I have this double tentacled thingy here. And of course I want everything to be just as tentacled. Now I know there are those who just would, duplicate the curves and then do the duplicate special things and stuff like that, and then rotate. Okay, I can do that. We can do that. But this is a quick and dirty tutorial. It's not a quick and stupid tutorial. So here's what we do. I don't need those tentacles anymore. So let's delete those. And what I will do now is decimate everything that I have here. And what I will do is just, basically delete almost everything. So F11 and the top half of the jellyfish goes. Also these parts, everything except that middle slice that I have here with the tentacles. Now the quicker ones amongst you probably understood exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, it's not rocket science. Instead of specially duplicating the tentacles or the curves and then doing the extrude all over again, 19 times 2, which is 38 times again, I'll just go and pick this slice. I know exactly how many times I should duplicate it because again it was 20. Remember the sphere was 20 times or 20 sections. So I go to my edit, duplicate special, and rotate on Y 18 degrees. 18 degrees because 360 of a circle divided by 20 is 18 degrees. We've discussed that earlier. And I need 19 copies since, well, I have one copy here. So duplicate special. And now I have, if you look at the outliner, now I have 20 pieces. Okay, 1, 2, 20. So pick them all, go and combine them, mesh, combine. Of course, I need now to edit mesh and merge the vertices. Now I use this number 0.0001, which is a thousandth of a millimeter. I think that's a micron, if I'm not mistaken. And as long as I don't try to build microbes and viruses to scale inside Maya, then this is quite a good number. Anything above this is, well, I just might delete some fine detail if I have one, if I have some. But this and even 0.001, which is the default in Maya 2016, is quite okay. Merge, and of course delete history, I'll Shift D, and you see that the outliner is now cleaner. My best way to know if this is done right is just press 3. When I press 3, I see that I have no hard edges, no duplications, bounces, stuff like that. Everything is just smoothed out. I have details, wherever I need, wherever I put them. And let's go and smooth this out even a bit more. Inside the attribute editor, we have the smooth mesh, and instead of 2, let's go 4. What happened to the channel box? Okay, don't ask me. Something strange. But you see that this is nicer here. And that's it. Okay, you can quite easily imagine it swimming towards you or following you, walking on its many, many legs. I hope you enjoyed it, and well, I did at least. So until next time, bye bye now.